Peace, family. Today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, or happy whatever day, whenever you decide to watch this video. I just want to talk to you about Instacart again. We're going to talk about Ghost Board. We're going to talk about blackouts. And we're just going to talk about cat and mouse again, having to play cat and mouse. I take off on Mondays because Monday is usually slow for a lot of other different businesses, restaurants and barbershops and this and that. Even though they are not open, I'm just using the same method that they use. A lot of them just don't open on Mondays, or, some of them don't open on Mondays because Monday is usually kind of slow. We know usually it gets busier Thursday through Sunday, being as though a lot of people get paid on Thursdays and Fridays. And obviously most people turn up for the weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can almost usually guarantee to have something going on. Those other days, maybe not so much. Monday being the day where a lot of people choose to chill. And Monday is the start of the week, so a lot of people kind of go into the week kind of slow. You know what I'm saying? Because they really don't want to get started for whatever reason. I'm always motivated. I'm always looking to make moves. I got the same energy on Sunday that I have on Monday and in between any of those other days. Saying that to say, ghosting. It seems like every single day, at least for the last week, at 4 o'clock, I get the ghost board. Ghost board meaning no batches. You get to see batches, but you can't take them because obviously they are not in the area that you are in. So if it's not in your area, you usually can't take it, or you can if it makes sense and it's economical. If I'm taking a batch this far away and it's $10, it's just not economical. As you can see, I'm driving a big van. I'm driving basically a bus. You know what I'm saying? This is an extended van that is a 16-passenger bus, really, with the seats taken out. And I do my deliveries out of my van because I like to drive it every day. But with that said, they ghost my board, right? So they ghost my board, and I don't have anything to work with, really. I have some stuff that I could work with, but I don't want to because, like I said, it's not economical. So we're not going to do it. I'm on goal. When you're on goal, you make sure things work out for you and you make sure you are building. So it's just not working for my metrics, so I don't take it. And I did hit my number today. My number is $150 per working day minimum. So I did hit my number and I went past it a little bit. I wanted to get much further past it, possibly even double or triple my number, but I didn't get the batches, like I said, because of the ghost board. And that is what it is. But it just seems like it's too consistent where at a certain time I can guarantee that it's going to get funny. And then with that being the case, it shouldn't be funny at this time. I'm looking at the information that's available, the analytics, and it's telling me that I should have batches. But I don't. But I'm not a complainer because, like I said, when you're on goal, you don't look to complain. You look for a solution. If there's a problem, you look for a solution. You can talk about it and voice the problem and try to brainstorm with other people or whatever. And then from there, you got to work and focus on only solutions. We're not going to keep talking about the same thing over and over and over without at least trying to come up with a solution, because that's the important thing. How do we get to the next step? Now, saying that to say, not only do they ghost my board, I'm still playing cat and mouse. And if you don't know what cat and mouse is, you should see my other video that I posted 2 or 3 days ago. But anyway, I'll get into it. Cat and mouse is where you actually go somewhere different from where you want to work. So let's say you want to work at Costco, like I'm here at a Costco. You can't just go park there in some cases. You got to be 3 or 4 miles up the street. This way, that way, it don't really matter which direction. Or when you find a sweet spot to where you get assigned to come here, you continue to go back to that place. That's what I did today. It's a light, and it's about 3 miles away from where I was. Every time I get to this light or within that area, I get a good batch. My mind is blown. What is that? Every time I get to this specific spot, I get a good batch. Now, that's a different way to play cat and mouse. I usually would cat and mouse by parking somewhere else and then getting the batches in that area. Because as you would know, a lot of times you get batches that are not in your area. So if you're not willing to travel, you're probably not willing to take any batches, to get any batches. I'm always willing to travel because guess what? I'm out here for my goal. So whatever I have to do, I'm going to do it to stay on goal. And today I had to play cat and mouse, which I usually always do, but it just was a little bit different because I found this sweet spot that when you get there, you get a batch. And I worked that until it didn't work anymore, which is another thing that I like to focus on. When you find something that works, you got to work until it don't work no more. You see what I'm saying? Do it again and do it again and do it again until it doesn't work. And then when it doesn't work, you got to find something else out. So not only have they been ghosting me on the board at 4 o'clock, seems like every day for at least a week, I got to play cat and mouse. And then in between there, the batches are just really not good. I did see a few batches that came up, but they were not good, so I didn't take them. I'm not taking a $9 batch to go 10 miles. It doesn't matter if the person wants one item. I'm just not doing it. It's just not economical. It's not going to work. It's not like when I get to the other side of doing this job, you got something else waiting for me. It just usually doesn't work that way. And when I get on the other side, if I was to take a batch like that, it's very likely I'm going to see something on the board that I do not want. So it's just not going to work. And rather than run around and be ragged and just take anything, I would rather take nothing. Because I'm going to tell you, I think Instacart runs off of desperation. What am I saying? I feel like we're made to be desperate. And I'll explain this to you. When you sit there and you look at the dashboard and you try to get jobs, a lot of times you'll see jobs come and go much quicker than anyone could accept them. I usually accept that as being something that was not for me, because if it was for me, I would have been able to swipe it and get it. But saying that to say and to support my argument, if it comes onto the board and goes off of the board in such a manner that you don't even have enough time to accept it, is it real? You see what I'm saying? Is it bait? So are we being baited to try to get a job that we can't get? So that way, when a job does come up that we can get, we try to take it so fast that we don't look at what we're having to do. We're not looking at the mileage. We're not looking at what it's paying. We're just swiping it just to get it because it's a job up there. That means we're working out of desperation. So we're no longer focused on the goal that we had and what we need to do in business to be successful and for it to be economical and be a win-win, because we know no matter how much the batch pays, Instacart is going to make money. It doesn't matter if the batch pays $1 and you take it, Instacart getting paid. So are you doing batches where you're not making anything, but Instacart is making money? Don't take those batches. Leave them. Somebody got to be hungry tonight, because we got to do batches that's going to work for us. Period. So think about that. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy that batches come and go so fast that you can't get them. But like I said, it's not for me if that happens. That way you can keep your cool. If you think like that and you use the superior mindset, you can be focused. Without the superior mindset, you fall to all these different tricks. You become a victim. If it's not for you, then you won't get it, even if you can see it. So, all right, we're past that. But saying that to say, like I said, now when you do have the availability of batches, you feel a certain amount of pressure to try to get those batches faster than you would if you had the time to actually investigate and see what's going on. Because with me, if I see a batch, sometimes I like to look at what I have to do. So if I see a batch for Costco and it says 3 items, I want to know what 3 items. What if the 3 items is Lysol and it's not available, or something that you know is kind of scarce at the moment? Then it's a waste of time, because we do know, or you should know, whenever you cancel something, you get paid less. And if you get a batch and you cancel everything, you don't get paid at all. So you used your time to try to go do the batch, but there's no money to be made because there's nothing to pick up and to deliver. And you won't get paid, and you might get stuck. Because in my experience, when that did happen to me and I had to cancel an entire batch, which was only 1 item, I couldn't do anything and I was stuck for about an hour because I had to contact customer service and they were tremendously busy, and I basically had to just wait because you couldn't really do anything. I could have just went home and just said, forget it, but that's not the thing to do. So I had to sit there and wait until I did get someone to correspond with me in the chat and was able to get it closed and everything else. And then I went on with my day I didn't have the same attitude and demeanor because I was drained from the frustration of what was happening and why it wasn't an easier solution or something that I could have done that rectified it and I could move on. But saying that to say, you got to watch out, family. For ghost boarding, you have to protect your energy to make sure that when it does ghost board, you focus on what matters and what's relevant and what can be controlled by us. We can't control the availability of batches unless you got a bot. Unless you got a bot. And I don't recommend getting a bot because a bot is going to get you kicked off of the platform, because sooner or later, people are going to get kicked off because of the bots. Wherever that is happening, I don't really know if that's happening where I am in Philadelphia, PA. But in other places, I know a lot of people who are really experiencing the bots. People in California, people in Florida, people in Colorado, etc. Just a lot of people that, you know, are within the community on Instagram. Just tell me about the bots, and it's ridiculous. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the cat and mouse and how you got to play it so you can win, and just knowing about ghost boarding and just what we got to deal with being Instacart drivers, man. Just get out there and do what you got to do, family. Stay on your goal. I don't care what happens. Stay on your goal. That's the only focus. That's the reason why you are doing it. So stay true to your goal, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video.